Please subscribe to our channel and don't let us comment and like the video.
Throughout history, tuberculosis has terrorized people, with the disease annually causing the death of a large number of people and has prompted many to receive it with the White Plague. During the mid-19th century, tuberculosis was said to be behind a quarter of the annual deaths in Europe and the United States of America, with symptoms of this deadly disease ranging from fever, bloody cough, chills, night sweat, loss of appetite, loss of weight, fatigue, chest pain, red cheeks and transformation. Skin color for pale. During the Victorian era, tuberculosis had a major impact on English society, with women of that period quoting beauty standards from the symptoms of tuberculosis, so they refrained from eating, wearing corsets and tight dresses at the waistline to slim themselves down, and used makeup to polish their skin and color pink on their cheeks. Over the past centuries, tuberculosis has caused the death of a huge number of famous figures, perhaps the most prominent of them Czech writer Franz Kafka, New Zealand writer Catherine Mansfield, British novelist George Orwell, the French painter and sculptor Antoine Watt, the Italian painter Amedeo Modigliani, Napoleon II, the son of Napoleon Bonaparte, and the French playwright Molière. Because of his murder of many giants of art and literature, a good number of historians turned to tuberculosis for the romantic disease. In the late 19th century, the world made many discoveries that contributed to the beginning of the end of tuberculosis. In March 1882, the German scientist Robert Koch discovered and described the mesothelioma, or also called the sour chow bacillus, which caused the disease, creating a real medical and bacteriological revolution after distinguishing it from the cow's mycobacterium. Beginning in 1900, Dr. Albert Calmet, along with his friend and veterinary assistant Camille Guérin, began their research at the Pasteur Institute in Lille to find a vaccine for tuberculosis. The two men initially worked to create a suitable medium for the cultivation and control of TB-causing bacteria, and, after their success in 1908, used a breed of bovine TB to weaken it and create an appropriate vaccine from it. At a Paris hospital on July 18, 1921, the first oral dose of this insemination was given to a newborn baby whose mother had just died of tuberculosis, and in the following days, the researchers did not notice the appearance of severe symptoms on the child. After hundreds of other successful similar trials, in 1924, the Pasteur Institute began producing this vaccine intensively, and between that year and 1928, some 114,000 French children were vaccinated. Many refused to use the BCG vaccine against tuberculosis, especially after the 1930 Lübeck disaster in Germany, in which 72 children were killed after receiving a vaccine that contained a non-debilitating type of TB-causing bacteria. Meanwhile, the Health Committee of the League of Nations approved the adoption of this vaccination in 1928, despite being rejected by many. Everyone waited for the end of World War II to make the use of the BCG vaccine a global leap, with more than 8 million infants receiving doses in Eastern Europe between 1945 and 1948 to avoid the spread of tuberculosis in the region. Thanks to the BCG vaccine, Calmet and Guérin have saved a huge number of lives, with the number of TB cases and deaths declining dramatically compared to previous centuries.